Welcome to the Caldwell Complex for today's Region 10 men's basketball tournament game. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand, gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America in the playing of our national anthem. For the game, we would like to recognize those student athletes who won Region 10 awards for their high level of athletic performance this year. For the Caldwell Cougars, first team, all region, Sincere Scott. First team, all region, Farrell Boyo Dino. First team, all region, Brandon Morgan. Region 10, Defensive Player of the Year, Farrell Boyo Dino. Region 10, Player of the Year, Sincere Scott. And Region 10 Coach of the Year, Jameson McIver. And now, starting lineups for today's game. Here are your starting lineups. First, for the number 8 seed, Gaston Rhinos. Starting forward, weight number 0, Brandon Burnell. And guard, with number 3, Coach Carter. And guard, weight number 4, Hazel Hoyle. And guard, sophomore, weight number 5, Jamal Kuku. And for the sophomore, guard freshman number 10, Judah Ravenel. And now, starting lineups for the number 1 seed, Caldwell Cobra. Starting guard, sophomore, weight number 0, Sincere Scott. And for the sophomore, number 4, Farrell Boyodino. And guard, sophomore, number 5, Brandon Morgan. A sophomore guard, wearing number 10, Torrance Horton. And a sophomore forward, number 11, Chris Noble.
And welcome to day one of the Region 10 men's basketball tournament. Everybody, Chris Shima, glad to be with you as we start with the top seed. It's Caldwell, the Cobras at 26-3, 14-2 in Region 10 play and 22nd ranked in the NJCAA. They take on the 8 seed Gaston Rhinos, 11-19 and 3-13 in Region 10 play. 4-5 matchup is next. Winner of this game will play the winner of that one in the semifinals. Then our nightcaps should be really interesting games. Two of the hottest teams, Brunswick and Salk at 5, and then Wake Tech and Richard Bland at 7. How about Wake Tech getting the 3 seed in their very first year at the D1 level? So settle in for this one. It should be interesting to see how these Cobras come out. They lost their last 2 games after dominating the region otherwise. A 27-point defeat at Salkehatchie on March 2nd. Ended the regular season with a 7-point loss at home against Wake, as the tip is controlled by the Rhinos. Rhinos just 4 wins in the second semester, but they did win their last 2 entering the tournament. But if you're the top seed, you didn't finish the regular season, Caldwell maybe as strongly as you would have liked, so let's see how they come out here in this opening game. Some nice defense there by Chris Nobles, who met his offensive player at the rim, so the Cobras get a stop. Cobras and Caldwell, or Gaston and Caldwell during the regular season back on January 31st, Cobras won it 94-66 at home. Cobras plus 24 on the glass. Caldwell shot 51%, 44% from 3. Gaston 40% and 30%. Meanwhile, February 21st at Gaston, Caldwell again held Gaston to 66 points, winning 91-66. Caldwell 15 steals, plus 18 in rebounding. Cobras outshot the Rhinos 44% to 39% as Ravenel is stripped but fouled, first whistle of the game. In the second meeting, Caldwell held Gaston to 4 of 20 from 3, and you can kind of see already the first couple of possessions of the game, the Rhinos are going down low. Judah Ravenel, 71% free throw shooter on the season, and he's in and out on the first attempt. Gaston Rhinos season recap, I mentioned they won their last 2, lost 6 of 8 in January, 7-game losing streak before winning the last 2 of the regular season. 7 of 13 Region 10 losses by 6 points or less. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind as the day goes on here. Horton has it left wing now. This is Sincere Scott, the player of the year in Region 10, gets it to Morgan. Boyagino. Now Horton on the left side. Attacking is Morgan. Trying to put the moves on Carter. The fadeaway by Morgan is no good. Rebound by Brandon Burnett. So no score yet here, just about 2 minutes in. Gaston third crack at it here with Ukegbu. Backing down, swings it out. Burnell from the free throw line. Jumper is off, and Horton with another board. Pushing, going coast to coast. The scoop can't score, and both teams cold at the beginning. Hoyle into the forecourt now for the Rhinos. Ravenel will hand it off to him as Gaston shooting a season best 51% from the field, 42% from 3 in the 3 March games so far. So Rhinos sneaking into the tournament. They actually needed help. They needed that Wake win against Caldwell, as the layup is good by Chris Nobles. So Nobles gets the bucket and the first points to Caldwell. Now here's the trap. Forcing a number of turnovers in the regular season against Gaston, especially in that first meeting, but Gaston Rhinos able to beat the trap this time. Carter fakes the 3. He drives in, gets his defender in the air. Nice recovery by Horton, but Carter hits anyways. So Cush Carter makes it 2-2. Boyagino, aggressive, left it short, and Ukegbu had the rebound. Another foul called on Caldwell. Caldwell will be on the scoreboard on your left. Gaston will be the guest on your right. So from Catawba Valley Community College, Hudson, North Carolina. Not a bad trip for either one of these two teams. Region 10 tournament. Caldwell won this tournament 2 seasons ago. Defending champion Cape Fear is the 4 seed this year will be our next game because they take on Spartanburg Methodist, playing for the last time in JUCO basketball as they go to 4-year. Hoyle now leaves it for Evans. Evans left it short, and Morgan post defense. Torrance Horton down low. Chris Nobles. And don't forget about Pharrell Boyagino. He won Defensive Player of the Year here in the region. So a defensive start, cold shooting start for Caldwell's. Morgan walks it into the forecourt. Driving in is Nobles, who lays it up and in. Chris Nobles, 2 for 2. So Nobles, who averages about 9 points per ball game, has all 4 right now for Caldwell. Out deep, Carter. 15 on the shot clock already. Hoyle in the corner. It's Carter. Shot clock is down to 6 as Carter puts the moves on. Swings it out. Akegbu for 3 off the back rim. Can't get the friendly bounce, and it's saved by Morgan. Here comes Caldwell into the forecourt now. Nobles, and that's a very late call. It's a good call, but a very late whistle there on Nobles, who is fouled. We go to our first timeout. Caldwell, the top seed, leading it 4-2.
It's time to redefine what it means to be a college student. At Catawba Valley Community College, Red Hawks do more than learn. They explore, embark, and excel. Take charge of your academics close to home. Seek new talents. Capture your degree from every angle. And build the education you've always wanted. When it comes down to it, why walk when you can soar? Raise your standards. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Discover the CVCC Alexander Complex, your gateway to college in Taylorsville, North Carolina. The CVCC experience knows no bounds. It's education that reaches you, no matter where you are. With several associate degree programs and continuing education opportunities, you can unlock the full potential of Catawba Valley at the Alexander Complex. This is higher education close to home. Visit cvcc.edu to start your journey.
Welcome back to the Region 10 tournament, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. I'm at the home studio from Cleveland, Ohio. We actually have the Mid-American Conference tournament going on right now in Cleveland. I saw Central Michigan's bus roll by my building not too long ago. Meanwhile, in Region 10 action, it's 4-2. Caldwell, the top seed, and number 22 team in the country at 26-3. Leading 4-2 over the 8-seed Gaston Rhinos. Cush Carter with the lone field goal for the Rhinos. Chris Nobles has all 4 for Caldwell. It's Morgan into the front court. Trevor Smalls out of the timeout into the game. Scott to Morgan. Morgan left of the lane into the lane, and he is fouled. Caldwell still ranking in the top 10 in numerous statistical categories. They're real good at this, getting to the free throw line. They're second in free throw makes in the NJCAA at 20.3. They're third in attempts at 27.7. They're also top 20 in free throw percentage at 73.6. That's 18th best. Morgan at the line is 38th in free throw attempts and makes at 125 makes against 158 attempts. Caldwell, prior lone loss to this 2-game losing streak was to Indian River State, who is currently number 23 in the country. That was a 126-120 result. That was in regulation. I asked Coach McIver about that when he was at Brunswick in December. He's like, no, there was no overtime there. 126-120 game. I'd have loved to have called that one. Love for three, no good. Scott flying into the forecourt, attacks, hangs, blocked, and then another late whistle. It's going to be a foul called on Uriah Evans, who averages close to 2 blocks a game. More free throws for Caldwell. Sincere Scott, 79% free throw shooter. Region 10 Player of the Year, 17.4 points per ball game. 40% shooter, 3.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 2.6 steals per game. Nice stat line for the Player of the Year here in Region 10. Some more shuffling for Gaston and head coach Jermaine Williams as Scott gets them both. Number 1 is Michael Smith. Number 2, Taheem Love is in the game. Hoyle stays out there. Ukegaboo down low, and Ravenel, that's the 5 right now for Gaston. Jamison McIver making a few tweaks to his lineup as well. I mentioned Trevor Smalls is in the game. Nobles remains out there. Morgan, Scott, who am I missing here? Horton, that's the 5th player for Caldwell. In the corner, the 3 is in and out. Nice box out there by Edwards, who got the rebound. Bounce passes it ahead to Hoyle. Hangs, can't score. They are just not getting anything at the rim against this Cobras defense. Scott thought about it, gets it down low. Noble's extra pass out to Horton in the corner now, as Caldwell leads by 5. That 3 is no good. Another rebound for Jelante Edwards, who averages about 5 a game off the bench. Love attacks. Hoyle. Bounce pass goes to Evans. Couple of pump fakes, and then airmails it out of bounds as he was looking for Ravenel over on the right side. Now, Nobles will go out of the game, and Terrence Johnson will come in for Caldwell. Morgan with the basketball, averaging 20 points and 4.7 assists per game in 3 March games. Hands it off to Horton, who hands it off to Smalls. And now Morgan gets it to Scott for 3. Yes. Sincere Scott with 5. Caldwell has bumped it up to an 8-point advantage. And after those 2 losses to end the regular season, this is exactly how you want to come out if you're the top seed. Put the fear of God into your opponents. Everybody's watching this game as they get ready for their games later on. Whether they're in the gym or they're hanging out with you and I here on YouTube, they're checking this game out. They want to see what Caldwell looks like here on this Thursday afternoon. Looking very much the top seed, especially defensively. I mean, Gaston, give them credit. They're trying down low, but it just ain't happening in the paint. Here is Love. Love hangs, and another miss. Ball trickled out to Morgan, who collected. Morgan hop steps into the front court, lost the dribble. It comes over to Smalls on the left side, and he's fouled. 13 foul on Gaston, 2 on the Cobras here with 12:41 left to go in this opening half. Smalls is going to go out, and Pharrell Boyagino will come back into the game. Man defense right now for the Rhinos. It's Horton on the right wing for Caldwell. Morgan out deep with it. To the cutter, Johnson. Johnson gets around his man, but lost a handle. So a turnover gives the ball back to the Rhinos, who have just one bucket from Cush Carter so far here today. Edwards, and that trickles on the deflection to Horton. Numbers for Caldwell, and a bad pass there. So a bit of a sloppy start, which sometimes happens at the 12 o'clock game. But 8 minutes in so far, Caldwell in control. Ukegbu taking it left of the lane. Here is Edwards. Out deep, Love. Shot clock inside single digits. Love hoists, can't score. Boyagino the rebound. One of the better rebounders in the region. Boyagino tied for 23rd in rebounds per game in the NJCAA as Sincere Scott gets ready to shoot more free throws. Boyagino 9.5 boards a game. He's 28th with 3.2 offensive rebounds a game, 24th with 6.3 defensive rebounds per game. As we go to another timeout with the Caldwell Cobras, number 1 seed, leading number 8 Gaston 10-2.
Where does education take you? Catawba Valley Community College offers premier community development and public services education. Train on industry standard equipment or take part in live scenarios with EMS and fire safety training. Our aspiring teachers can start their teaching degree with early childhood education programs. If you're a creative, come explore our Cosmetology Center, where your aesthetic talents will go far. Apply now. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Change the game with your technical degree. At Catawba Valley Community College, you can go beyond the textbook and learn in the innovative Workforce Solutions Complex. We have spaces for welding labs, automotive systems, computer-integrated machining, advertising and graphic design. There's no limit to what's possible at Red Hawk Nation. It's time to earn your technical degree. Apply today. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here at the home studio in Ohio. You and I watching Region 10 tournament between the number 1 seed Caldwell Cobras, number 8 Gaston Rhinos. Quarterfinal action from Catawba Valley Community College. Sincere Scott's got 5 points, a triple and a couple of free throws. He's back at the line now. 4th team foul on the Rhinos before that media timeout, as Scott gets the first to go. Bit of a slow start offensively for Caldwell by their standards. They came in 12th in the NJCAA in points per game at just under 91. But a chance to go up double figures here for the first time. And they do. 12-2. The defense has been money today for Caldwell. Kegaboo into the front court now for Gaston. Out deep, it's Love, guarded by Horton in the man-to-man. Ravenel drives it. This is Ukegbu attacking. Met at the rim again, this time by Johnson. Boy, this post defense. Johnson attacks. Johnson, yeah, that's your bucket, big man. That is your field goal, Terrence Johnson. Fantastic defense to offense there by Johnson for Caldwell. Gray is into the game down low. Number 13 is Jaden Gray, and his shot swatted out of bounds. Caldwell 7.2 blocks per game. That is 4th in the NJCAA. Boyagino with 14th with 70 total blocks and 15th in blocks per game. Boyagino, Defensive Player of the Year, 2.4 blocks per game. Saquon Harris averages a block and a half. You got a lot of guys who can swat it down low. as the Rhinos had to call a quick time. Let's run some things back here for the Cobras, who have built a 12-point lead. I can't remember what we're going to look at, but let's find that out together. This is the first field goal, or the second field goal, actually, for Chris Nobles, who scored the first 4 for Caldwell. And I think that's all we're going to look at, because that's all my equipment is going to... When you're broadcasting and you're producing, sometimes you folks, you're just going to have to live with one replay during the timeouts, okay? I apologize. All right, so Gaston's got to get this thing in bounds. 10:47 left to go. Still just one bucket for the Rhinos here. Ravenel still having trouble, and he throws it away, even after the timeout. Smalls out to Scott for 3. Yes! Caldwell Sincere Scott is in double figures with 10 of the 17. Nice little give-and-go action there, but Love just has it swatted. And again, everything is inside for Gaston, but it's just not working. They got to try something else. Maybe a drive and kick, I don't know. They did call a foul there on Caldwell, so my correction. Taheem Love going to go to the free throw line. Good player for Gaston. Taheem Love, 13.9 points per ball game, 76% free throw shooter, 44% from the field. And that ends a long scoring drought that is probably 6 or 7 minutes. Is that Mom in the YouTube chat? Is that Candace rooting on Sincere Scott? Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching. He's playing great today. 1 out of 2 at the line, by the way, for Love. Here is Horton. And nice deflection there by Asil Hoyle. Horton with the inbound to Sincere Scott. Putting the moves on. Oh, dance with it, Sincere. Kicks it out. The left wing 3 is no good. Tipped for the rebound, and it comes to Ravenel. Ravenel gets it back at the free throw line, cut off. Hoyle the ball fake. Now hand it off to Akegbu, swings it out. Ravenel for 3. Yes! They're listening to me. Exactly what Gaston needed. 17-6 Caldwell. We're just past the midway point here in this opening half. Smalls on the left wing. Horton. Back to him. 10 to shoot for Caldwell. Smalls on the block, gets it out. Johnson from downtown. Yes! Terrence Johnson with 5. (20-6) Caldwell. In the corner, Ravenel just inside the arc. No good on the corner pocket attempt. Boyagino, another board. Hands it off to Scott. Pull up 3 by Sincere. No good. Rebound by Evans. Evans and Hoyle with Love. Ravenel and Ukegubu, who's got the basketball now on the left wing. Drives in, hand it deflected, gets it out to Hoyle. The runner, no good by Love. Rebound by Boyagino. Here's Scott. Extra pass to Johnson, and he's tied up. Jump ball possession arrow will keep it with Caldwell. 8:30 to go here in this first half. The whole family's watching. We got the Sincere Scott family reunion going on the YouTube chat right now. He's got 10 points. Terrence Johnson with 5. Chris Nobles with 4. Judah Ravenel with 3 for the Rhinos. Inbound goes to Nobles, who's back in the game, and he's left alone. He shoots it, no good. Put back is good by James Freeman. So Freeman into the game, making it a 16-point victory. Smith is in. for Gaston over on that far side. Love, right wing three, no. Boyagino, another rebound. Throws it ahead. It's a one-on-one. Morgan attacks. Oh, great defense there. What a play, Taheem Love. He had everything working against him. Kept working, got the stop, now gets it down low, and Smith can't convert. Smalls now 4-3. Yes. Trevor Smalls from downtown. Timeout Gaston. It's all Caldwell. With 7:33 left to go. All right, we got the family on. We got to run back some Sincere Scott. I don't know if this is him or not, but let's see what we got here. I know it's going to be Caldwell. No, this is looks like Johnson. Well, I'm sure Terrence Johnson's got some family out there who wanted to see that. What else do we have here on the replay? Don't mind me. I'm just going to talk out loud here, try to figure this out. Let's see what this one is. By the way, if you guys follow me on Instagram at Chris Sheeman, you can also, here's something for the family. Big bucket there by Sincere Scott. But if you follow me on Instagram at Chris Sheeman, you follow Region 10 Sports on Twitter or X or whatever stupid name it's called now. After every game, we'll have highlights, full game recap highlights for the winning team. So that'll go on all weekend long here. So out of the timeout, Caldwell has built its biggest lead out to 19. Some more changes for Coach McIver. Jacob Nixon, number 21, is in for the first time. Freeman out there, Morgan, Nobles, and Boyagino. That's the five right now. They're looking down low. We might have a foul called here on Caldwell, and we do. Both teams with 4 team fouls now with 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to play. Let me type it out. Yeah, nobody knows how to spell Sheeman. It's okay. I'm with you. There's the Graham. There it is. Meanwhile, Carter attacks, has it poked away. Freeman with the steal. Freeman, good minutes off the bench. Bounce passes it out to Morgan. Catch and shoot three. Too strong. And here comes Gaston. Ravenel had it poked from behind, so it'll stay with the Rhinos. But Jamison McIver, Coach of the Year in Region 10, he is loving this defensive effort today. Hoyle on the right side. Hoyle and Carter out there. Evans, Ravenel, and Smith. As that is Evans. Yaya Evans, 12.3 points per ball game, 6.2 rebounds. Good shooter at 56% on the year. That's his first bucket. Freeman up top to Boyagino. Backing down Smith, now gets it out to Freeman. Freeman spinning and draws contact there on Carter. 15 foul on Gaston.
At the line for Caldwell, lead number 2, James Freeman, shooting 2.
James Freeman, 52% free throw shooter. Carter goes out of the game, and Love will come back in. Taheem Love's had a couple of nice moments in this first half, and Freeman up to 4 points. He gets them both to go. Caldwell matching its biggest lead now, 27-8. Top of the key three by Hoyle, no good. Rebound controlled again by Boyagino. Out to Nixon. Morgan, same spot. Morgan gets around his man, scoops and scores. Brandon Morgan's first field goal came in averaging 15 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 4.8 assists. I mentioned in March, 20 points a game and 4.7 assists. Those are 3 March games for Caldwell. The tip-in is good by Ravenel. Ravenel with 5 to lead Gaston. Freeman over to Morgan. Horton attacks. Oh, beautiful dime to Freeman, who lays it up and in. So Freeman's got 6. Hoyle over to Ravenel from downtown. Off the back iron. Board by Morgan. It's all one and dones for Gaston. Have we seen an offensive rebound from the Rhinos yet today? I don't believe so. Well, the ball just keeps bouncing to Caldwell, speaking of offensive rebounds, on those long 3 misses. Morgan will try it from that left spot. So Horton misses twice. Morgan misses 1 from that same area. Evans, handoff to Hoyle. Hoyle, some nice moves. Had it poked away by Freeman, though. Morgan, the extra pass to Horton. Morgan now. Got the 3. Brandon Morgan with 6. First team all-region player. Shoots 38% from 3. Inside 4 to play in the half. Ravenel attacking. Extra pass down low. The reverse no good by Evans, but he's fouled. Both teams with 5 team fouls. And we got another timeout. We'll go away this time with 3:49 to go until halftime, and Caldwell in control.
Why choose Catawba Valley Community College? We help people create their future. Stay on track to earn your associate's degree in a place that challenges you and encourages your growth. You can also look forward to what's next with our co-admissions partnerships, which allow students to transfer from Catawba Valley to their next university. Apply today and reach new heights this spring. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Your healthcare degree begins at Catawba Valley Community College. Our popular Raleigh Sim Hospital is the perfect place to develop skills in nursing, respiratory therapy, radiography, surgical technology, and more. Explore health education opportunities at Catawba Valley Community College and apply today. You never know what's next in store. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
Come join a campus that believes in you. We believe everyone can belong, that their passions can be shared, and their voices can be heard. We are open to new possibilities, and we encourage you to explore what's next in store. Come join a campus where the ordinary can become extraordinary. Who knows? College could be more than you ever expected. Be more. Be CVCC.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Again, calling the action remotely from Ohio, wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it. Region 10 tournament, quarterfinal action. Caldwell Cobras, Gaston Rhinos, and the top seed is looking real sharp here in this first half. Sergey Savetovich is in, number 33 for Caldwell, as Evans misses the first free throw. Yaya Evans, 78% at the line this year. Good year for the sophomore, 12.3 points per ball game, 56% shooting, 6.2 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. Missed both free throws, though. Morgan into the front court. Morgan attacks. Sincere Scott back in, making his family proud as he gets the corner triple to go. 13 for Sincere Scott here in this first half. You know, we talked a little bit about those last two regular season games for Caldwell, and I even reached out to their AD as Horton follows his miss to get on the board for the first time. Jeff Link, and I asked, I thought maybe Caldwell was resting guys. They had everything in the bag. They said no. They were playing those games to win and playing everybody the way they normally do, but sometimes complacency sets in, especially when you're 18 and 19 years old, and Salkehatchie is legit. They are a very hot shooting team right now. Sincere Scott puts some moves on but comes up short. Alley-oop down low, and the layup is good by Cush Carter. Rare defensive lapse there by Caldwell. It's human nature, even when you watch the pros, like Boston is going to, I guarantee Boston at the end of April, the Celtics are going to have some bad losses. Because it's a long season, even at the JUCO level, and the last two really didn't count much for Caldwell, and we're seeing the Cobras very much owning that number one seed here in this first half. Horton's back in. Cvedevich out to Scott. Got doubled up. Cvedevich for three. No good. Had the hoist. Rebound by Edwards, who throws it ahead. 2-on-1. Extra pass by Love. And then Carter comes up empty, but Carter then steals it away. Here's Hoyle to the bucket. Saved by Ukegbu, but Morgan takes it away. So here comes Caldwell, minute 40 to go until halftime. Scott out deep with it. 13 in the first half for Sincere Scott. Horton the scoop, no good. Ball tipped. Cvedevich stripped. Morgan with it. In the corner, it's Smalls. Shot clock winding down. Scott guarded by Hoyle. 7 to shoot. Scott will bury another deep one. Wow. Sincere Scott is up to 16 points here in the half. It is a 30-point lead. 42 to 12. Make it 42 to 14 as the back door open. Jelante Edwards on the board for the first time. Scott putting the moves on. Swings it out. A catch and shoot three, no good by Morgan. Here's Love, corner three. Nice box out by Horton. Caldwell won the Region 10 tournament a couple seasons ago. Lost in the semifinals last year. Shot clock and game clock are about 2 seconds off. Caldwell running some time here. Nice defense again. Out on the break. Edwards, yes. So Jelante Edwards with the bucket, but it's all Caldwell in the first half. Sincere Scott with 16 points as the top seed Cobras lead number 8 Gaston 42 to 16. We're going to take the halftime break, folks. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, so don't go too far. But enjoy the halftime break, and then we'll be back with all the second half action here from Catawba Valley in just a little bit.
Come join a campus that believes in you. We believe everyone can belong, that their passions can be shared, and their voices can be heard. We are open to new possibilities, and we encourage you to explore what's next in store. Come join a campus where the ordinary can become extraordinary. Who knows? College could be more than you ever expected. Be more. Be CVCC.
Welcome back, everybody, to this Region 10 men's basketball tournament. A little March Madness at the JUCO level for you here on YouTube. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Top seed Caldwell Cobras at 26-3, ranked number 22 in the country. Leading the 8th seed Gaston Rhinos at 11-19 by a score of 42-16. It'll be Rhinos basketball as we start this second half. Winner of this game plays the winner of our 4-5 matchup, which is next between Spartanburg and Cape Fear. That'll be 30 minutes after this game is completed. Hoyle from the elbow can't get it to go. Caldwell's done a master class on the defensive glass here all afternoon long. Horton, Morgan, Boyagino, and others. Speaking of Morgan, he's right of the lane with it. Now he'll back it out. Sincere Scott, 16 points in that first half. Boyagino starts the second half out with a 3.
Boyagino for 3.
That's his first bucket. Came in averaging 14 a game, 59% shooter, and 50% from 3. Also 9.5 rebounds, 2.4 blocks a game. Nationally ranked in most of those categories. Runner by Love, got it to go. First field goal by Taheem Love, who is up to 3 points. All right, let's try these numbers again. Sincere Scott, 16 points, 6 for James Freeman, 5 for Terrence Johnson off the bench, 4 for Chris Noble, 6 for Brandon Morgan, 3 for Smalls, 3 for Boyagino, and Torrance Horton now with 4. So I think that's everybody. Chris Nobles, who started the game, scoring all 4 for Caldwell, if I didn't mention him. For Gaston, now it's Judah Ravenel with 5, Jelante Edwards with 4, Kush Carter's got 4, Taheem Love with 3, Yaya Evans with 2. Rhinos, as I mentioned at the start of this game, actually needed a little help to get into the tournament. They and Denmark were both 3-13 in the conference, and it came down to some weird tiebreakers, including wins and losses from top to bottom. So basically, who beat Caldwell, if anybody, who beat Brunswick, if anybody, and so on and so forth. And it came down to Wake Tech actually winning that game against Caldwell was the tiebreaker that got Gaston into this tournament. Chris Nobles up to 6 points now. Caldwell, its biggest lead now is 31. Just a defensive shutdown so far in this one. Love will back it out now. Gaston came into Region 10 around COVID, if not the COVID year was their first year. They had Dickie Nutt as their head coach for a brief moment before he left to become an assistant at Missouri.
Taheem Love, his third, second team foul.
Second team foul already on Gaston. Mentioned the Cobra is so good at getting to the free throw line. Brandon Morgan is top 40 in attempts and makes. 79% free throw shooter. What a year for him. One of 3 first-team all-region players for Caldwell. Morgan, 15.3 points per ball game, 5.1 rebounds, 4.8 assists per game, shooting over 50% from the field. He gets both free throws, so Morgan up to 8. Trevor Smalls into the game. Hoyle out deep with it. Here is Evans backing down Nobles, now on a switch. Throws cross courts to Ravenel. Ravenel had it stripped away, and then he touched it last, so it's going back to Caldwell. Cape Fear are the defending champions, taking on Spartanburg Methodist in our next game. Brunswick and Salkehatchie. Those of you who know my work with Brunswick know that I'm partial to Walter Shaw, but I say this from a completely unbiased standpoint that those two teams are probably the hottest coming into the tournament. And that could very well be a championship game. Instead, it's a first-round game. Brunswick secured the number 2 seed, winning at Wake Tech, as Evans gets the bucket down low. Yaya Evans' second field goal. They might have been better off losing that game. No disrespect to 6-seeded Richard Bland, but I'd rather play them than Salkehatchie right now. I think Cobra fans will agree with me on that. Salkehatchie took down Caldwell by 27 on March 2nd. It's rare that Caldwell loses. That was, they actually ended the regular season with a loss at home to Wake, and that was the first Region 10 home loss for Caldwell since 2022. Hadn't lost any prior to this year and then the season before that. So 3 team fouls now on Gaston, as the first free throw is good for Trevor Smalls, who's up to 4 points. But this is a real good effort today for Caldwell. Still 16 minutes to go. We're just underway here in the second half, of course, but this is how you want to come out. So Trevor Smalls, 80% at the line on the year, gets them both. He's got 5. Biggest lead again for Caldwell, 33 points. Down low, Evans up to 6 now. He leads the Rhinos in scoring. Scott over to Smalls in the corner and just fumbled it. This is a very deep Caldwell team that will serve them well in this tournament and maybe future tournaments if they can win here in Region 10. There's no at-large bids in Region 10. You win this region, you win the district, you go to the tournament. If you lose, you're done. Despite a pretty impressive resume for Caldwell, we don't get a lot of love, so some of those other stacked regions, Florida and other places. Timeout on the court. Caldwell in control here this afternoon as we go to our media timeout.
Come join a campus that believes in you. We believe everyone can belong, that their passions can be shared, and their voices can be heard.
Welcome back, everybody. 15:45 left to go. That's Catawba Valley. I'm going to take you inside the home studio here in Cleveland, Ohio. There we are. There's Cleveland. Say hello to Cleveland. And then we got the setup here. I'm monitoring the chat and everything, and then the stream, and then there's how I'm watching the game with you guys. So that's the home studio. Out of the timeout, Taheem Love at the free throw line. It's the first foul of the half on Caldwell. And Love is good on the first one, 76% free throw shooter. Love came into this tournament hot, 21 points a game in his last 4 games, shooting 62% in that stretch. He's got 5 here today, upped his season average to 13.9 points per ball game. Scott, Boyagino, Morgan, Smalls, and Nobles. A turnover here for Caldwell. Out on the run, Evans is fouled. That's the second team foul on Caldwell.
Second team foul at the line, number 7, Evans.
Well, thanks for the compliment on the setup. I appreciate that. Evans at the line. I mentioned good free throw shooter. There is some fan there who is like aggressively screaming at these kids. And I don't know, I find that off-putting. This is, this is not Duke, North Carolina here. Switch to the decaf maybe, I don't know. I'm not big on that. Sincere Scott, corner 3, got it to go. He stays hot here in the second half. 19 for Scott. Lead back to 32. It's been as high as 33 today for Caldwell. Craig is in for the first time. Jalen Craig, top of the key. Evans backing down. Swings it out to Carter on the left wing. Nice cut there by Evans, and he's fouled by Smalls. So both teams with 3 team fouls here early in this second half. So Evans back at the line, 6 points today. Michael Smith comes in for the Rhinos as Craig goes out. Evans also playing well in March. He gets 1 out of 2 at the line. Yaya Evans in 3 March games coming in. 14.7 points per ball game, shooting 77% from the field. 4 assists per game, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Limited, obviously, with the fewer games in March, but nonetheless a nice little stretch to end the regular season for Yaya Evans. I'm glad I'm not the only one that heard him. 14-19 left to go in the game. Scott on the wing. Scott attacks. Rejected by Evans. Ball trickles away, but Carter picks it up for the Rhinos and then has his pocket picked by Smalls. Jamison McIver says, I'll help you up for that one. Coach of the Year in Region 10, Jamison McIver, who has guided this team to the national tournament before, a couple seasons ago, 2017 and 16, I think he was also the coach. Hoyle into the front court now for the Rhinos. Gets it back, fires the 3, can't hit. Scott with the rebound. Morgan fakes the 3, drives in, kicks it out to Nobles. Right wing triple try is good. Chris Nobles has 9. Caldwell now, biggest lead is 34. Smith left of the lane. Bucket is good. Michael Smith on the board for the first time. Smalls, Scott with the fake. Scott around 2 defenders, got 1 in the air and scores again. It's 21 for Scott today. Attacking Ukegbu way too strong. And then I think we have an offensive foul called here on Gaston. Torrance Horton going to come back in, and James Freeman returns. 6 first-half points for Freeman.
Correction number 4, Basil Boyle, his third.
Trevor Smalls goes out of the game, and one other player, I didn't see the number, but we'll set the lineups here in a couple of moments. So Morgan, Horton, Freeman, Scott, Nobles for Caldwell as the dunk is missed there. Freeman with the hustle play. Extra possession now for Caldwell. Hoyle, Ukegbu, Smith out there with Evans. Nice reverse there by Freeman. Also Carter, that's the 5 for Gaston. Three by Evans is good. Yaya Evans, first player for the Rhinos in double figures. I started talking about the Rhinos relatively new to Region 10 as they restarted their programs. And as soon as I start to tell the story again, we got another. Who's asking for these media timeouts? I'm the media. Keep going. We'll be back with Caldwell up 63-30.
Come join a campus that believes in you. We believe everyone can belong, that their passions can be shared, and their voices can be heard. We are open to new possibilities, and we encourage you to explore what's next in store. Come join a campus where the ordinary can become extraordinary. Who knows? College could be more than you ever expected. Be more. Be CVCC.
Did you know North Carolina community colleges are not permitted to use public education funds for athletic programs? Without generous financial support, CVCC athletics would not be possible. Thank you to every sponsor, past and present, whose donations have opened doors for our Red Hawk athletes. CVCC is committed to excellence, and we need your help to continue our athletic legacy. Scan the QR code on your screen to make a gift and become a sponsor today.
I'm finally going to get this Gaston story in now. As I mentioned, they came back to Region 10 around COVID time in 2020. It was the first time that Gaston College had athletics at all since the 70s. So almost 5 decades later, the Rhinos basketball team back out there. Off 1 foot, Nobles with the bucket. Chris Noble's in double figures now with 11. That ball poked away. Scott just ran out of real estate, so it'll stay with Gaston. And right now we're in a time, I know this as business is really starting to dry up for yours truly, that we're hearing about cuts. Not only are schools closing, but the ones that are staying open are cutting athletic programs. And I know multiple small colleges that probably wouldn't still be open if it weren't for athletics. So it's really interesting. There's 2 schools of thought on it, especially at the community college level. It was a nice tip in. I think that was Evans. Yeah, Evans did get credit with that. Sincere Scott counted in the foul. 23 for Sincere Scott.
Sincere Hall, fouls on 5.
But it's just been my experience that the colleges that go all in on athletics, their numbers usually tend to do very well. And the ones that don't, or cut athletics, are the ones that really, really struggle. It's just what I've seen. But there are people out there in many, many colleges that view athletics as a burden. And I think it's because they don't know how to take advantage of it. You know, maybe they're not sports people themselves. Who knows? But it's nice to see Gaston back, and I hope they're doing well and they're happy with their decisions. Well, that's going to be a foul on a 3 with the shot clock winding down. I mean, I can count on one hand the amount of mistakes that Caldwell's made today, but that's definitely one of them. Sorry, Scott fam. That was a rare L today for Sincere Scott. So Love at the line now for 3. 76% free throw shooter. Evans is in double figures with 12. Love is second now with 6. I think it's 7. All 3 are good for Love, so he's up to 8. Second leading scorer on the team. Scott, I mentioned, he's got 24 now. Chris Noble's with 11. As we're at the midway point here in the second half. Caldwell well on its way to the semifinals. As Brandon Morgan now in double figures with 10. Kegaboo gets it down. Carter had it poked away. Carter gets around Scott. Scott poked it from behind again. It stays with Gaston. Ravenel now out deep with it. Love from deep. Grazes the rim, that's it. Put back a Kegaboo had it blocked. Some subs, Johnson is in for Caldwell. Johnson, Freeman, Scotts, Horton, Morgan. Boy, Brandon Morgan, Pharrell Boyagino combining for 13 points. Morgan's got 10, Boyagino with 3. That tells you the depth of this team. Of course, Sincere Scott's had the biggest day. The Region 10 Player of the Year, living up to that award here in this opening round. But you're talking about a Caldwell team that has 4 players averaging in double figures. 7 players average over 8 points a game for this Cobras team. Their scoring was down in the regular season, especially in March. Outlet goes, the bucket no good, the putback no good by Freeman. Up and down we go now as Love misses the corner 3. Here's Scott, a 4-on-2. Morgan for 3. Brandon Morgan with a baker's dozen.
Basket good, Jamal Hughes.
Kegaboo scored his first bucket. And with 8:21 left to go, we got another whistle.
Foul, that's number 2, number 2, Tommy Love. That's his 4th.
Jamison McIver emptying his bench at the 8:21 mark. Number 21, Jacob Nixon. Number 33, Sergey Svetovich. Number 24 is Chandri Bratcher. Joining Johnson out there. And now 15, A.J. Godley coming in for Morgan. Absolutely, Jamison McIver. I don't think teams go deep into their bench early or early enough anymore. You're talking about making a championship run 3 games in 3 days. If you're up 30 plus, give these guys a couple minutes. Let's see how these next 2 minutes go. And if they play well enough, I mean, this is your lineup for the final 8 minutes. Ride it out. Give your starters some rest. This is why you get that top seed. Backing down Gray, the turnaround no. Svetovic had it trickled out to Johnson. Johnson 2-on-1. Johnson, nobody picks him up, and he misses. Ooh, landed awkwardly there, too. I did not like the way that looked from the get-go. Evans is going to run out of bounds. And I think we're going to have a timeout here. 7:43 left to go. It's a media timeout, but hopefully Terrence Johnson is okay. We'll check on that when we come back.
It's time to redefine what it means to be a college student. At Catawba Valley Community College, Red Hawks do more than learn. They explore, embark, and excel. Take charge of your academics close to home. Seek new talents. Capture your degree from every angle and build the education you've always wanted. When it comes down to it, why walk when you can soar? Raise your standards. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Discover the CVCC Alexander Complex, your gateway to college in Taylorsville, North Carolina. The CVCC experience knows no bounds. It's education that reaches you, no matter where you are. With several associate degree programs and continuing education opportunities, you can unlock the full potential of Catawba Valley at the Alexander Complex. This is higher education close to home. Visit cvcc.edu to start your journey. Why choose Catawba Valley Community College? We help people create their future. Stay on track to earn your associate's degree in a place that challenges you and encourages your growth. You can also look forward to what's next with our co-admissions partnerships, which allow students to transfer from Catawba Valley to their next university. Apply today and reach new heights this spring. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So Johnson is getting looked at on the bench, hopefully just landed awkwardly, and he'll be able to get back out there. James Freeman came back into the game for him. He's got the basketball over to Godley. Nixon, top of the key. Here's Bratcher backing it out. Bratcher, step back three is off the mark. Sincere Scott, I love it. I love it when the starters are cheering the bench guys on. They know what practice is. They know how hard these guys at the end of the bench work all season long, getting an opportunity here in the tournament, as is Hoyle, who buries a three. Cecile Hoyle. How about Hoyle's last 10 games coming in? Almost 6 assists per game, 5.9, 13.4 points per game, and shooting 43% from three. He gets that triple to go. So Caldwell on to the semis when these final 7 minutes trickle away. Who will they play? It's going to be a very interesting game coming up between Cape Fear and Spartanburg Methodist, as Evans doing a nice job getting to the free throw line here today for Gaston.
Number 2, the conference James Freeman. That's his first. At the line, number 7, Diana Evans. 2.
Evans now with 13. You'll forgive me, folks, with 4 games and on the day if I don't drift a little bit here in this final 6. If you're looking for Kevin Harlan quality play-by-play in these last 6.5 minutes, that ain't gonna be the case. Svetovic, even at my peak, it wouldn't be the case, but definitely not now. We got to save them pipes. I love this time of the year, though. Great ball movement. Hoyle again. Yes. So Rhinos trying to finish strong here down the stretch. Corner pocket three by Godley. Yes. So A.J. Godley for three. Turnover here. In the corner, it's Nixon. Yes, 4-3. So Godley has scored, Nixon has scored. Bratcher, Svetovich, the only two. Well, how about the close to this game by Evans? He's up to 16 points now. And another triple by Nixon. Whew, three-point shooting party here. Seal Hoyle's turn now. He's got 9 today. Jacob Nixon has hit 3 triples, and we got another timeout. So we'll go away once again. Caldwell having some fun in the opening round. We'll be back.
Did you know North Carolina community colleges are not permitted to use public education funds for athletic programs? Without generous financial support, CVCC athletics would not be possible. Thank you to every sponsor, past and present, whose donations have opened doors for our Red Hawk athletes. CVCC is committed to excellence, and we need your help to continue our athletic legacy. Scan the QR.
All right, back to live action. Chris Sheeman here with you. Pull-up three by Hoyle is no good. Evans down low is fouled. Nice offensive rebound there by Evans. Bench bunch is in for Caldwell. And they are producing. Jacob Nixon has 3 triples. A.J. Godley has a 3. Ooh, nice little alley-oop. Yaya Evans has built his totals up to 18 points. Some sophomores to talk about here, as the bucket is good for Godley, who's up to 5 points. Back down the court, Smith. They're going to count that in the foul for Michael Smith. He can get up to 5 points today. But we got Michael Smith at the line, then Asil Hoyle, Jamal Okegbu, and Yaya Evans, also Jaden Gray, all sophomores. We wish them luck. Hopefully they're getting some looks from college coaches. If I got a team, I don't know, this Yaya Evans might be somebody I'd give a look at for sure. Smith gets the free throw to go. Asil Hoyle's had a great season, 12.6 points per game, over 4 assists. That is going to be free throws for Chandre Bratcher. Both teams now in the 1-1 over the final 4:14 of this game.
His third, 17 at the line of 24, Chandre Bratcher, shooting over 1 at the line.
Missed the front end. Rebound controlled by Evans. Hoyle for 3, no good. Rebound by Freeman, and foul called here away from the ball, and it was on the Cobras, so it's going to be free throws now for Gaston.
His first. 18 fouls. At the line, Sil Hoyle shooting from the line.
So Hoyle, opportunity to get into double figures. Really good free throw shooter at 82%. He's got 9 points here today. Front end is good, so he is in double figures now. Second player for the Rhinos in double figures. Make it 11 now for Hoyle. Bratcher on the near side of your screen. Nixon's been hot off the bench. It's it back to Chandre. Bratcher had it poked away. The throw ahead. And it's going to be too long on the pass. All right, one more media timeout to take. In a 30-point game, the top seed is moving to the semifinals. Welcome back, everybody, with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. It's been all Caldwell here today. It's a wire-to-wire victory for the top seed Cobras. Svetovich to the hoop, lays it up and in. Am I right on his name? Because I just heard the PA announcer say it totally differently. Do we got any Sergey family out there who can help me out? It's kind of the only thing I really need to do correctly, as Godley came up short. Smith to the cutter down low. It's Evans again. Evans putting the work in. He's built his point total out to 20. Bratcher. Godley on the left wing. They're still working on Johnson over there. We'll see what he looks like tomorrow. Caldwell will play in the first semifinal tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Freeman gets into double fingers now with 10. So 4 p.m. semifinal, and if you're a Cobras fan, you might want to watch our next game between Cape Fear and Spartanburg Methodist, the 4-5 seeds respectively. Winner of that game gets Caldwell tomorrow afternoon. Runner is good by Michael Smith, who's up to 7 points. It'll be 30 minutes after this one's completed, so it looks like we might be in the around 10 minutes behind. So I want to say 2:10 if everything goes smoothly in the last 2 minutes of this game. Svetovich for three, yes! Svekovich is how he's saying it. Love came up short. Evans is there. Evans up to 22 points. And we got a timeout called for a sub, so we're going to keep it here as Jaden Gray comes in. I told Cobra's athletic director, Jeff Link, that I'm a big believer that the teams that run the table in the regular season, I'm not a big fan of that if I'm a fan of that team. I want my team to maybe lose once or twice down the stretch, get some adversity in them going into the tournament. That's what happened to Caldwell business. In fact, they've been able to rest their starters the final over 8 minutes of this second half. That's how much business was taken care of by the Cobras here today. Evans up to 23 points, as he'll get another free throw. Sincere Scott with 24, so Evans can match him for game high here with this free throw. Missed it. Freeman chases down the rebound. Sincere Scott, I mentioned he's got 24 to lead his team. Brandon Morgan with 13. Chris Nobles with 11. James Freeman with 10. Jacob Nixon with 9. Johnson's got 5. Svakovic has 5. Did I say Godley? If I didn't, he's got 5. Trevor Smalls with 5. Pharrell Boyagino with 3. Torrance Horton with 4. Freeman at the line, 52% free throw shooter. Caldwell, who came in March with averaging just under 73 points per game in 3 March games after averaging 96 a game in February. Well, they're at 96 here in the tournament when it counts. Evans no good on the bucket. Svakovic with the rebound. He'll attack, can't score. Pocket pick by Freeman. Svakovic swings it out. Nixon, not that time. Ball deflects to Godley, gets it out to Bratcher. Extra pass in the corner. That 3 is no good, and this one is just about a wrap. Sunday night in the Y right now. Smith over to Hoyle for 3. The putback is good by Jaden Gray. And the Cobras will dribble this out. 96-66. Uh-oh, look out. Almost a turnover there. But the Cobras advance. Caldwell, the top seed, handling their business. Gaston season ends at 11-20. Caldwell wins game number 27 of the year, winning 96-66 over the Rhinos. This is the 3rd meeting between Caldwell and Gaston, and the 3rd time that Gaston has scored 66. They have scored 66 points in each 3 of the previous 2 meetings, and they have it here again. Updated bracket for you. There it is. Caldwell to the semis at 4 tomorrow. They'll play the winner of our next game between the Cape Fear Sea Devils and Spartanburg Methodist. It's coming up in about 30 minutes from now. Check back here on YouTube at about 2:10. For our next game. Thanks for watching, everybody.